Hey, everyone. Welcome back to Everyday English with Jake and Nina. I'm Jake, your resident grammar goofball, and with me is the ever-curious, never-embarrassed Nina.
Never embarrassed? Oh, you clearly don't know about my high school talent show disaster. But hey, today we're diving into something we all have. Embarrassing moments. And, more importantly, how to talk about them naturally in English.
Exactly. Whether you slipped on a banana peel or called your boss Mom, we've all been there. And talking about these awkward moments can actually help you sound more natural, relatable, and confident when speaking English.
Plus, let's be real. Embarrassing stories are always the best at parties. So, Jake, when was the last time you found yourself wishing for a time machine?
Oh, I've got a recent one. Last month, I was at a cafe, and I waved at someone I thought was my friend. Turns out, it was a total stranger. She looked at me like I'd just confessed my love. I tried to play it cool, but my coffee nearly exploded out of my cup.
That's so relatable. In English, what are some natural phrases to describe moments like that? Instead of just saying, I was embarrassed.
Great question. Instead of just, I was embarrassed, you could say, I wanted the ground to swallow me up, or I was mortified. Another classic is, my face turned beet red. These expressions add a lot more color to your storytelling.
I love the ground to swallow me up. That's dramatic in a good way. So, what's a good way to actually start telling an embarrassing story in English? Especially if you want to get a laugh and not just sympathy.
Awesome point. You can kick things off with phrases like, you won't believe what happened to me. Or, so, picture this. It sets the scene and gets your listeners ready for something funny or cringy.
Okay, let me try. So, picture this. I'm at my first job interview ever, and I accidentally call the interviewer by my ex-boyfriend's name. Total disaster. See? Now everyone's listening and probably cringing along with me.
Nailed it. And that's the thing. When you share your embarrassing moments, you're not just telling a story, you're connecting with people. Plus, you're using real-life English, not textbook sentences.
Speaking of real life, let's dig into some classic embarrassing scenarios. Jake, any other gems from your collection of awkward moments?
Oh, I could fill a whole season. But here's a classic. I once walked into a glass door at a shopping mall because I was texting. The loud thud got everyone's attention. I just pretended to check my reflection and walked away like it was totally planned.
I'm dying. That reminds me, sometimes it's not just the moment, but how you react. What are some natural ways to brush it off in English if you do something embarrassing in public?
Love that angle. You can laugh at yourself and say, well, that was graceful, or smooth move, Jake. Or, if you want to make light of it, classic me. Humor is key. People respond really well when you can laugh at yourself.
Classic me is such a good one. Listeners, if you've ever done something embarrassing and just said, classic me, let us know. I guarantee you're not alone.
In fact, let's make this interactive. Send us your funniest embarrassing moment in English, and we might read it on our next episode.
Yes. And don't worry if your grammar's not perfect. Honestly, embarrassing stories are even funnier with little mistakes.
Absolutely. Now, let's talk about apologizing in those moments. Sometimes you accidentally spill your drink on someone or say something weird. What's a natural way to apologize without making it more awkward?
Good question. I feel like a lot of learners default to, I'm so sorry. But sometimes that feels too formal or heavy for a small mistake.
Exactly. You can keep it light with, oops, my bad. Or, sorry about that. For bigger goofs, I'm such a klutz. Or, I can't believe I just did that. Shows you're embarrassed, but also human.
My bad is so American. I used to hear that and wonder, you're bad what? But it's just a quick, casual way to say sorry, right?
Right. It's short for my mistake. Super common in everyday conversations, especially when you bump into someone or make a small error.
Let's play a quick game. I'll describe an embarrassing situation, and you give me a natural English phrase to use in that moment. Ready?
Well, that's one way to make an entrance. Or, guess I'm just falling for you.
Ooh, smooth recovery. You accidentally call your teacher Mom.
Wow, I guess I need more coffee today. Or, just laugh and say, sorry. That's a first.
You realize you've been talking with spinach in your teeth for an hour.
So, nobody was gonna tell me I had a salad smile. Or, well, at least I was eating healthy.
Love it. Now, let's shift gears a bit. Why do you think sharing embarrassing moments actually makes language learning easier?
Great question. When you talk about real, personal stuff, you're not just memorizing vocabulary. You're emotionally involved. That helps you remember the phrases and structures much better. Plus, people relate to you and want to help you out.
It's like when you laugh about your mistakes. They stick in your memory in a good way. I still remember my "I'm so constipated" story from French class, when I meant to say "I'm excited."
Classic language fail. That's another thing. Sometimes we mix up words, and it leads to hilarious results. But those stories are gold for learning.
Let's actually talk about language fails for a second. Jake, what's the funniest English mistake you've heard from a learner?
Oh, there are so many. Once, a student meant to say, I'm full after a meal, but instead said, I'm pregnant. Everyone at the table went silent for a second before bursting out laughing. She laughed the hardest, and now she'll never forget the difference.
That's amazing. I once heard someone say, I'm boring, when they meant, I'm bored. And I was like, no, you're not boring at all. It's those little mix-ups that make language learning so human.
Absolutely. And the more you share your mistakes, the less scary they become. Everyone's been there, and it actually makes you more memorable.
So, Jake, if you had to give our listeners your top 3 tips for talking about embarrassing moments in natural English, what would they be?
First, don't just say, I was embarrassed. Use colorful phrases like, I was mortified, or I wanted to disappear. Second, add humor. A little self-deprecating joke goes a long way. And third, don't be afraid to laugh at yourself. Embracing your mistakes makes you more relatable and confident.
Love those. I'd add, practice telling your story out loud so you get comfortable with the phrases. And listen to native speakers. Notice how they react to their own awkward moments.
Great point. Also, try to use body language, like covering your face or miming your story. It makes the story come alive, even if your English isn't perfect.
Before we wrap up, let's read a listener question. This one's from Anna in Poland. I always freeze when something embarrassing happens and can't find the words. How can I get better at reacting naturally?
That's a fantastic question, Anna. My advice: rehearse a few simple, go-to phrases like, oops, that was awkward, or sorry, I'm a bit clumsy today. The more you practice, the easier it gets to use them in real situations.
And if all else fails, just smile and laugh. People appreciate it when you don't take yourself too seriously, especially in English-speaking cultures.
Couldn't agree more. And hey, everyone listening, don't forget, we all mess up sometimes, even in our first language. The important thing is to keep trying, keep laughing, and keep learning.
We want to hear your stories. Send us your funniest embarrassing moment in English or a language fail, and maybe you'll hear it on a future episode.
If you enjoyed today's episode, make sure to follow us, share it with a friend who needs a laugh, and subscribe so you never miss an episode.
Until next time, remember, if you embarrass yourself in English, you're doing it right.